Okay, you know the scene. You call your cat's name from across the room. It turns its head, gives you that quick 2-second glance, and then casually looks away. We've all been there, right? We kind of laugh it off and say, oh, he's ignoring me. But what if I told you that glance isn't a dismissal at all? What if it's a word in a language you just haven't learned to speak yet?
So, is your cat ignoring you? It's the question that pretty much every cat owner on the planet has asked themselves. You give them food, a warm place to sleep, all the love in the world, and what do you get back? What feels like the classic cold shoulder. But is that really what's happening here?
Let's get right into it. That seemingly casual, whatever glance, it's not dismissal. Not even close. It's actually a piece of a super sophisticated communication system, a quiet acknowledgement that we've been getting wrong for, well, forever.
And look, this isn't just wishful thinking. We know this because of some absolutely fascinating science that finally proves what many of us secretly hoped was true all along. Your cat hears you, they 100% know it's you, and they are definitely paying attention.
So back in 2019, a researcher at the University of Tokyo, Dr. Atsuku Saito, set up this brilliant experiment. She played recordings of different voices calling a cat's name, strangers mostly, and then she'd sneak in a recording of the owner's voice. Now, the cat's reactions were the amazing part. They didn't come running or meow back. Instead, high-speed cameras caught these tiny, almost invisible physical cues that happened only when they heard their owner. We're talking about ear twitches so small you'd miss them and the slightest little movements of their tail.
Dr. Saito's conclusion just flips the whole script. It's not about being aloof, it's about being efficient. It's a subtle, low-energy acknowledgement. They hear you, they register that it's you, and they give you that quiet little ear flick that basically says, yep, got it, message received.
And this chart shows exactly why they're so good at this. Just look at the difference. Our hearing pretty much maxes out around 20,000 hertz. Cats, they can hear all the way up to 64,000. That's incredible. So just think about what that means. They're not just hearing your words, they are hearing the emotion in your voice, the stress, the joy, the love. All of it is coded in these high frequencies we can't even begin to perceive.
So the bottom line is, your cat is having conversations with you all the time. They're just not using words. They're speaking a physical language. So let's finally learn how to read the signals they're sending.
We're going to break down the 5 key signals your cat uses to respond to your voice. And honestly, you can think of this as your new Rosetta Stone for cat communication. Once you start seeing these, you won't be able to unsee them.
So these are the big 5, right here. Those tiny ear movements, changes in their pupils, the famous slow blink, little shifts in how they're breathing, and of course the ever-important tail position. Every single one of these is like a word in their vocabulary. Okay, let's just focus on their eyes for a minute. Research has found that when a cat hears their owner's voice, especially when you use that warm, affectionate tone, their pupils can actually dilate by up to 20%. And that's not something they can control. It's an involuntary response that's wired directly to their emotions. It's their body literally saying, I love the sound of your voice.
And then you have the slow blink. This is so much more than just a cute little thing they do. In the animal kingdom, closing your eyes even for a second is a moment of extreme vulnerability. So when your cat looks at you and slow blinks while you're talking, what they're really saying is, I trust you so much that I feel completely safe being defenseless around you. It's a huge deal.
All right, so we know how to listen now. That's a huge step. But what about talking back? Can this actually become a two-way street, a real conversation? The answer is absolutely yes. You just have to learn to speak cat. Scientists actually have a name for this. It's called cat-directed speech. You probably know it better as baby talk. You know, that instinctive, kind of high-pitched, sing-song voice we all slip into with our pets. Well, it turns out we're not just being silly. There's a powerful reason it works so well. And this number right here, this is a total game changer. A study found that cats are 3 times more likely to engage with you, to come closer, to pay attention, to respond when their owner uses that specific tone. And get this, it only really works with their owner. That bond you have is the secret ingredient.
So how do you do it on purpose? Well, it all boils down to 3 simple things. First, use a higher pitch. It kind of mimics the sounds kittens make, and that taps into this deep-seated instinct for safety. Second, slow down your rhythm. This literally helps to calm their nervous system. And third, this one's huge. Be consistent. Use the same tones for the same things, like food or playtime, to build reliable cues.
And here is the most beautiful part of all of this. When we use this cat-directed speech, researchers have actually measured a 40% spike in oxytocin, the love hormone in both the person and the cat. Just think about that. The way you use your voice literally creates a biochemical bond of love between you. But just as that right tone can build this incredible bond, the wrong approach can slowly tear it down. And there's one really common mistake that a lot of us make that quietly breaks that trust, often without us even realizing what we're doing.
The mistake is vocal inconsistency. I mean, try to see it from your cat's point of view. In the morning, they hear this warm, gentle, loving voice. But later that day, you're stressed, they jump on your laptop, and suddenly they hear this sharp, loud, angry voice. They don't understand work deadlines. All they understand is that their safe person suddenly sounds really scary and unpredictable.
And the data completely backs this up. One study showed that cats living in homes where the owner's voice is all over the place show 35% more avoidance behaviors. They're more likely to hide, they're less likely to come to you for affection, because they just can't predict whether your voice means comfort or conflict.
But, and this is really important, the good news is that this damage is not permanent. You can absolutely rebuild that trust. All it takes is a simple, conscious plan to make your voice a reliable signal of safety for them all over again.
So, here's the plan. It's a simple 3-step protocol. First, a vocal reset. For just 2 weeks, commit to using one gentle, warm tone for every single interaction, no exceptions. Second, create vocal signatures. That just means using a specific, happy tone for food, a different one for play, another one for comfort. And finally, start a real dialogue. Talk to them and then wait for their response, a blink, a tail flick, and then you respond back. You're showing them that you hear them, that their voice matters.
So it turns out your cat has been talking to you this whole time, with its ears, its eyes, its tail, and it's been listening to every single emotional note in your voice. The conversation has always been happening. The only question is, now that you know the language, are you finally ready to truly listen?
Before you go, remember this. Your cat is doing something right now that most owners completely miss. At Feline Frontier, we don't just share cute cat facts. We uncover the hidden meanings, the quiet signals, and the strange behaviors your cat uses every single day to communicate with you. From the sounds that instantly calm a stressed cat, to the tiny habits that prove they trust you, to the mistakes that silently hurt them more than you realize. Everything here is designed to help you understand your cat on a deeper level. So if you've ever looked at your cat and thought, "What are you really trying to tell me?" You're in the right place. Make sure you subscribe to Feline Frontier, because the next video might explain something your cat has been waiting years for you to understand. See you in the next frontier of feline truth.